Welcome back. Today we are going to put together our gluten-free bread that we made in the last episode, and we're going to cube it up. Have your oven set at 300 degrees, and it's going to bake and dry out for probably about half an hour to an hour. You want the cubes to be nice and dry. And then we'll go on to putting together our gluten-free stuffing. So all you want to do is slice half-inch slices, cube it all up. Do the whole bread, place them all on the pans, separate it out like that, throw it in the oven. Check it in about 15 minutes just to see where they're at, and we'll go from there. So that's going to take a few, and I'll prep my ingredients for the rest of the stuffing. Hello! What are you going to make today? Gluten-free stuffing. Okay. Alright, so we got our pan heating up, and we have our fixings for our stuffing. We're gonna put our 1 cup of white or red onion, whatever you like, into our pan, and we're gonna saute those until they're translucent. And you can put about a tablespoon of olive oil or butter, whatever you want in there. And while that's going, you want to melt your 1 stick of butter and have your fresh herbs chopped. We've got, you can use 1/2 cup, 3/4 cup of fresh parsley, mixed herbs. I have probably about 1/4 cup total of sage, thyme, some oregano, marjoram, whatever you like. Your herb stuffing. And then we have a teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of onion powder, and I have about 2 teaspoons of dried dill because my dill's not ready yet outside. And pretty much you can put your own, what your taste is. This is what I like. Some people put some chestnuts in their stuffing, or dried cranberries, which I'm doing. And for another addition, I'm going to be doing about 2 apples, but I'm going to add them at the very end of this being sauteed so they retain some of their crispness and don't turn into total applesauce while we're cooking the stuffing in the oven. And we got probably 2 more minutes on the onion and celery. It's looking good. It smells good. And I'm pre-doing this. I'm going to make the stuffing. I'm not going to bake it today. I'm going to throw it in the freezer, or if you want, if you're, a day away from Thanksgiving, you can do this the night before and then pop it in the oven in the morning. Whatever you want. This one I'm going to freeze because I got about 4 days to go. Now that looks good. So to that, I'm going to add our herbs. I'm going to turn this off. Dill and garlic and onion powder. Nice color. I'm going to get it off the heat. We want to retain a little bit of that color. Can you smell it? It's good stuff. All right, now we are going to another counter and we're gonna throw it all together. Okay, so you want to take your stuffing cubes that we've dried, and you want 12 ounces of the gluten-free cubes, which you can hear they're crispy. Let's see, what are we at? 12 ounces. And we're a little over, that's okay. So set those in a nice large bowl. And if you want, you can do this recipe not gluten-free. You can do a regular cornbread instead of that. You want to take your nice sauteed veggies. Put those in. And you want to dump in your additions. I'm doing 2 apples chopped. I'm doing dried cranberries and putting about 1/4 cup. You're going to drizzle on your melted butter, 1 stick, 1/2 cup. That's going to soak into the breadcrumbs. I'm going to toss. So that's all tossed in. And I'm using about 3 cups of chicken stock. You can use low sodium, whatever you like, homemade stock. And it's a little warm, so it helps soak into those dried cubes. And I'm gonna sprinkle on a little bit of salt on here, probably about a 1/2 teaspoon. You do it to your taste. Toss it. I like pink Himalayan salt, a little bit of pepper, depending on your taste. I'm going to do about a teaspoon. Throw that on, toss her up, and now we're going to use our stock to start soaking the cubes. Just gradually add it in because you might not use the full 3 cups. You don't want this to be soggy, but you want the cubes to be soaked through and slightly moist. It smells fantastic. Looks pretty nice too. I mean, you could do anything. You could add sun-dried tomatoes to it. Said to your taste. And it's always better to have the extra stock than not having enough. So if you have leftover, freeze it or put it in the bottom of your turkey pan for juices. No waste. And they still need a little bit more. You want to give them a couple drizzles. I think that's looking pretty good. We'll let it soak there. Some people like egg in their stuffing, so it kind of sticks together a little bit more. All right, so there's little juices in the bottom of the pan. They'll soak up. You want to spray this casserole dish and all over your counter, like me. And pour your stuffing mix in. And while this sits, it's going to soften up a little bit more. Once this soaked and the cubes are nice and moist, you can put it in the oven, cover it, and bake it for 45 minutes to an hour where it's nice and hot and soft and delicious. And that's a good gluten-free stuffing. Enjoy.